Yeah, more gosh god awful commercials on TBS.
Of course. And a whole year of bad commercials.
More stupid finger tapping. It's freaking irritating to me.
Hmm.
I just want to. Seriously. Meanwhile, Michigan's up 42-0 with under 4.5 to go, and the Spartans have another injured player down
Oh boy.
by accident, not not by
Right.
intention.
No, of course not.
And I think another flag has been thrown, unless it's just one of the Michigan equipment clothings here.
Hmm.
3rd and 11, while we wait for the what the sorry excuse of a commercial break to end. The Michigan Wolverines reserves are out there.
Hmm.
Think this might be a yard short. Fourth and 1. Moore is limping off for Michigan. That's a reserve player. Danigal is a third string quarterback. And a punt and a fair catch on the punt is made at the 26-yard line by Henry of MSU. And Spartans will have the ball one last time. Have the football one last time with 3:20 left to play in the game. 6-1 Philadelphia. The Phillies lead the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Bottom 8. 1-2 the count on Moreno in the 3-hole. It was 1 for 3. Hoffman is on pitching on the mound for the Phils. One and two, swing and a miss. 2 out, or 1 out rather.
Yeah.
I think the Phillies might actually take this one. They lead by
Good.
5 runs.
Yeah, let's hope they don't choke like they did last night. I mean, ugh. Last night was choking in both games.
Yeah, both games 3 and 4.
Yeah. Just when it felt like that the Rangers had the game in the bag, and then the Astros just caught up.
Swinging a long foul ball. Oh, there's Randy Johnson.
The big unit himself.
Speak of the devil. Yep, the big unit.
Wow.
And there's a pop up. Easy play. 2 up, 2 down. Right, actually, not 2 up, 2 down. Just 2 out. There's a man on first.
That dreaded 2021 World Championship sign. Ugh.
Oh, 2001?
Yeah. Yuck.
Oh, yeah, against the Yankees. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know, the Yankees should have had that one.
Yes.
I was rooting for the Yankees as well when I was in high school as a junior. So
Yeah. I was just completely numb for 20 minutes.
yeah.
Up against Rivera. And he thought it'd be an easy win, but he gave up a first single and then he gave up the winning run in the bottom of the ninth. I'm like, how could this happen?
How many outs were there? Can you remember?
1.
Just 1.
1.
Damn. 1-1 on Smith. in the 5 holes, 0 for 3. Series is tied at 2 games apiece. The 1-1 on the inside corner for strike 2, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the count is 2 and 1. Now it's 1 and 2. Now there's a ground ball to second. That'll end the 8th inning, and now I just want to I just want to keep it here. McBurrow's with an interception. Oh yeah, that was the receiver dropped the pass, and it was McBurrow's being the defender making that interception catch with 3:10 left to play. That drive by the Spartans reserves
Oh yeah.
didn't last too long.
Nope.
Just a mere 10 seconds elapsed time.
In a game that's been a slaughter.
Yep.
Not surprised though. I'm not surprised.
Yep. Second down on an end around route going out of bounds. It's a number 10, but I can't see the back of the jersey.
Yeah.
Alex Orgy. That's right. I saw him. I saw him a year ago on TV. Yeah. That's a 4-string quarterback.
4th string.
Orgy is going to get the first down inside the 15. 2:20 left and counting. Michigan leads 42-0. In case that one person's just tuning in.
Game was over in the second quarter.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it could have been 35-0, but that was a false start call on Donovan Edwards.
Yeah.
Which I agree with, but the 10-second runoff, I don't think so.
Nah.
There's absolutely that is completely off the freaking rule book.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary.
I don't know what the reason for that was, but no way. There's
Not
no
all.
reason. Yeah, probably just not. There's definitely no reason. There's not even an excuse for it either. That's grounds for an official being fired.
Good. Get him fired.
Yeah. I don't care whichever conference they work for.
No.
If you make up some call like that, you're grounds for at least getting in trouble.
Yeah. Oh.
With the entire association.
Then you're really in big trouble.
Yep. Third and 10, Michigan from the state 12. And there's a flag on the play on it. It's a handoff, jet sweep. This may go the reverse way. This may go backwards.
Okay.
Nope, it's against the Spartans. After the distance of the goal, automatic 1st and goal for Michigan. So yeah, lots of penalties being called on the Spartans though overall.
Yeah.
Other than that 10-second runoff, unnecessary. But still, the Spartans kept hurting themselves all game long.
I told Miss.
They do not even want this game at all. Period.
No. I think I kind of knew that coming into tonight's game that I didn't think Michigan State even had their hearts in it at all.
Nope. And Orgy's going to walk in even through traffic. Touchdown, Michigan, said in the immortal words of Frank Beckman.
This game had blowout written all over it.
48 zip. Extra point forthcoming.
Yeah.
Orangey, the fourth stringer, punches it in, punches the ball through the goal line. Yeah, even the starters are jumping for joy, just pulling for the reserves on their team.
Yes.
Why not, right?
Why not?
Yeah. One little guy giving another little guy a chance.
Yeah.
And they take advantage. Extra point perfect. 49-0 with 8 seconds left in the fourth. 49-0.
Game is going exactly as I thought it was going to go.
Damn, yeah. Meanwhile, my Red Wings clobbered the Senators 5-2.
Yep. And leave it here.
They led by as many as 5-1.
Yep.
Joe Valeno with 2 goals.
Good night.
It was an afternoon game technically, but
That's right.
but in all seriousness, the Red Wings are 4-1-1,
Looking good so far.
looking very good, and
Yeah.
and they've got the NHL's top power play in the league.
Aha.
I hear.
Now the Eastern Conference is shaping up to be a strong conference this year. So and Detroit was one of the teams they were suggesting that would be one of the headliners.
Yep. With 10 new players added to the roster, including DeBrincat, Comfort, Hall, Gostisbehere.
Especially to Brinkett.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got 5 goals already in the first 4 games.
That's
He didn't
amazing.
score any today, but my God, he's not wasting any time, and neither is his team.
No. Looks like the good old
Holy
days of the
smokes,
mid-90s.
Bullwinkle.
Yeah. You said it, Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the good old days from like 97 to right about 2009.
2008.
Well, 2008 rather. You know, when they won their by the time of their last championship. So looks like Detroit's back.
Yep. So is that real octopi. So are those real octopi.
Gotta bring in the octopi.
At least that part of the tradition is still here. Just their goal horn has changed its note tone, which is kind of unusual, kind of like not so homemade,
Right.
in my opinion. But yep. Time runs out. Michigan wins 49-0.
Easy win.
Yep. Meanwhile, top 9, a man on first and 1 out. Kyle Schwarber, yes, you know who, is at bat for the
Yes.
Philadelphia Phillies, but the Diamondbacks want a challenge.
Of
Something. Oh, man. Oh, that runner's a dead duck.
Yeah.
He's way out. Hold on, may not even tell from that angle.
Yeah. I'm trying to check this.
Oh, the umpire was in the way, but I think there was no tag. The Diamondbacks decided not to challenge. Yeah, so he was in. From what I can tell from those last 2 angles, he actually looked to be safe. So
Yeah.
my bad on that first take on this one.
Yeah.
.463 double play. Head of the bottom of the 9th. Now it's time for part 1 for your True Sports Report. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the D-backs, it's now or never. Well, at least for this game. All right, so we'll go to the NHL first. We're in overtime between the Blue Jackets and the Wild at 4-4. 3:54 to go. In the second period, with 38 seconds left, Avalanche lead the Hurricanes 5-3. The Oilers lead the Jets 2:57 to go in the first period. Rangers and Kraken tied up at one apiece with just under 6 minutes to go in the first period. I just saw the goal. Thank you. Bruins and Kings scoreless, just starting in the first period. All the rest are final as the Red Wings beat the Senators 5-2. The Coyotes over the Ducks 2-1. The Sabres over the Islanders 3-1. In overtime, the Canadiens beat the Capitals 3-2. The Maple Leafs over the Lightning 4-3 in overtime. The Canucks over the Panthers 5-3. The Knights over the Blackhawks 5-3. The Blues double up on the Penguins 4-2. The Yahoos, or the Predators rather, over the Sharks 5-1. And overtime, the Stars beat the Flyers 5-4. And I'll get those scores into my webpage later on. Not too much action going on tomorrow in the league, but I'll take care of the schedule here anyway. Only 2 games on the schedule. That'll be the Flames taking on your Red Wings at 5 o'clock, and the Bruins take on the Ducks at 8:30. Slow day in the league.
Yeah, I got the Flames Red Wings set to record because I got to work tomorrow 4 to 8.
Right. In fact, even Monday's a light day too in the schedule. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you have a day like
wait till tomorrow night's True Sports Report. We're going to be on it like, say, well, let's go 10:30 again tomorrow.
all right, sure. Yeah. And right now, of course, heading into the bottom of the ninth, as the Phillies are leading the D-backs 6-1. Coming up, Dominguez will be pitching and Gurriel will be at bat. In the last licks for the Diamondbacks, the series now tied at 2, with D-backs looking on the brink of taking the series edge 3-2 after choking last night. Ugh. Both games were like choked last night. That was just like, just when you think of the game one, and then you make one mistake, and then it winds up costing you. Just unbelievable.
Skies looking live over Detroit for the current temperature of...
All right, so bottom 9, I think.
Yep.
The Diamondbacks need 5 to tie, 6 to win. Sir Anthony Dominguez is on the pitch now for the Philadelphia Phillies. 5-5, 3.78 ERA in the regular season in 57 appearances. First pitch, swinging a line drive to left, caught, 1 out, 1 up, 1 down. Marsh makes the catch. I'll bring up Alec Thomas, 1 for 3 with a solo home run. That was Lourdes Gurriel Jr. lining out to Brandon Marsh. First pitch to Thomas is fouled off third base side, 0-1. Change this here.
From radar and satellite,
Looks like one pitch, 1 out. Now it's 0-1 on Alec Thomas. And now there's a bit of a delay.
The hero of last night's game.
Oh, yeah, Alec Thomas?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I missed that game. That was last night.
Yeah, lucky you did miss it. I was like, yeesh.
Oh, yeah. The 0-1 fouled off third base side, too. That, too, is fouled off third base side, 0-2. Kyle Schwarber, the fourth largest amount of home runs in the postseason. The 0-2 fouled off first base side. Count remains 0-2. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be even colder in downtown Detroit, with frost likely.
Eesh.
Yeah, it's already in the middle. It's already near the end of October now. We're already near the end of October. It's the 21st already.
Yep.
Soon to be the 22nd. 1-2 on Thomas. Michigan improves to 8-0. They'll take their bye week next week. Swing and a miss. Thomas goes down swinging. 2 up, 2 down. Nasty curveball. So there's 2 out. The 0-1 on Evan Longoria is low. Ball 1, 1-1. The 1-1. Low 1 hopped in outside. A low 1 hopper outside. 2-1. The 2-1 to Longoria inside 3-1. Three-one. Top of the zone, but outside. Ball 4. So Evan Longoria draws a 2-out walk. A hat that represents the Phillies mascot.
Philly fanatic.
And then a stupid locust costume
Yeah.
on a real grown adult.
Yeah.
Is that like a freaking college student or something?
It might be.
Grow the hell up, dude.
Yeah. Anything
Swing
that
and a
for a
miss.
gimmick.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on Perdomo. Phillies 1 strike away from taking a 3-2 series lead back home. Swinging a ground ball deflected up the middle, and that's gonna take a slow roll to short for an infield single. So there are runners on the corners. There was a defensive indifference in between pitches. So 2 outs and runners on the corners. Sir Anthony Dominguez wants a chat with his catcher.
Yeah.
7:56 p.m. Central Time now, p.m. Pacific Time now. It's 10:57 p.m. Eastern Time.
Do you know where your children are?
I don't have any children.
Well, that was a general statement, from when I was young.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, public service.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they still do it here, actually.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Dominguez is going to be taken out. So the Phillies are going to make a pitching change. So with runners on the corners and 2 outs, the Philadelphia Phillies continue to lead 6-1. They're going to try to shut it down with, I believe, their closing pitcher. It appears. So continue with your true sports report, please.
All right, I'll do that. So over we go to other. We have some more finals that just came through here. As the Blues doubled up on the Pens 4-2. The Predators over the Sharks 5-1. That's a final. In overtime, the Stars over the Flyers 5-4. To say the Criers sometimes, and the Wild over the Blue Jackets over the Wild 5-4. Two more finals. The Canucks over the Panthers 5-3, and the Knights over the Blackhawks 5-3. All right. College football scores run as follows. To start off with 4:15 to go in the fourth, Florida State beating up on Duke 38-20. Travis has 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Moore, with 2 O's, has 103 rushing yards, 14 carries, and 1 touchdown. Wilson has 58 receiving yards. 3:32 to go in the fourth. It's number 14 Utah over number 18 USC, 31-23. Williams has 256 yards passing. Jackson has 114 rushing yards on 22 carries, and Backey has 149 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, just underway. Well, 5.5 minutes in. ASU and Washington are scoreless. Washington's 5th ranked. Okay. Also, just getting started pretty much. UCLA, number 25, is already up 14-0 over Stanford. This could be a long night for Stanford, folks. Ohio State beat Penn State 20-12 in a game that was, well, better than I thought it was going to go. McCord has 286 passing yards. Williams had 62 rushing yards on 24 carries, 1 touchdown. Harrison Jr., 162 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And one more before I wrap it up. Oklahoma just edges UCF 31-29. Gabriel, 253 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Harvey, 101 rushing yards on 23 carries. And Baker, 134 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. I'll be back in a bit.
All right, so Matt Strom comes on to pitch. 9-5, 3.29 ERA in 56 appearances. 1 save this postseason. Again, 2 outs, runners on the corners. First pitch strike. 0-1. Against Corbin Carroll. The 0-1. Bouncer foul, first base side. Oh, and 2 again. The Phillies 1 strike away. Popped up. It looks playable. Nope. I take that back. It goes into the seats like 5 rows back.
Ow.
Third baseman gave it a chase, but ran out of real estate.
Yeah.
Oh, still 0-2 on Carroll. Diamondbacks trying to rally. Phil's trying to close it out. Slider way outside, 1-2. The 1-2 sinker high, 2-2. The 2-2. Check swing, he went through. Strike 3, and the game is finally over. Phillies win 6-1 and take the lead in the series 3-2.
Yeah.
In the best of 7 NLCS. So that's all yours.
Okay. And away we go. All right, so finally that game was over now, 3-2 lead, and I'm happy about that. Got some more college scores to take care of here. Number 22 Air Force over the Navy, 17-6. Lanier had 151 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Michael had 69 rushing yards on 22 carries. Kamen had 94 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Oregon, number 9 over Washington State, 38-24. Ward had 438 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Wow. Irving had 129 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 15 carries, and Victor had 161 receiving yards. And what I thought was going to be reversed, well, obviously not, as Alabama, who was down earlier, beat Tennessee 34-20. Milton III had 271 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns. McClellan, 115 rushing yards and 1 touchdown, 27 carries, and White had 111 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Dear. What can I say? Just a second here. Okay, continuing on. Number 20, Missouri, or Missouri, as the case may be, beat South Carolina 34-12. Radner had 217 passing yards, 1 interception. Schreider had 159 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns and 26 carries. And Burden, the third, had 90 receiving yards and a touchdown. Tulane over North Texas in a close one here, 35-28. Rogers had 343 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, so it was a beautiful day in his neighborhood. Oh boy. Hughes had 121 rushing yards on 20 carries and 1 touchdown. And Keys had 78 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Minnesota over Iowa in the upset of the day in a kind of like a high-scoring baseball game, but low for football, 31-24. Smith had 378 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Brooks had 99 rushing yards and 20 carries. And Worthy, who proved to be worthy, had 92 receiving yards and a touchdown. Because of James Worthy. No. Another upset, sort of. Virginia over North Carolina, 31-27. I could have went either way, to be honest with you. May, 347 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Hampton, 112 rushing yards on 19 carries. Walker had 146 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. 13, Ole Miss over Auburn, 28-21. Dart had 202 passing yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. Judkins, 124 rushing yards, 20 carries, and 1 touchdown. And Harris had 102 receiving yards. As we just mentioned, Michigan over Michigan State, 49-0. J.J. McCarthy, 287 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Corum had 59 rushing yards on 15 carries and 1 touchdown. And Barnett, 99 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Now, you think the Michigan State game was a blowout. Wait till you hear this one, although it shouldn't be a surprise. As number 19, LSU just destroys Army 62-0. That's right. Daniels, 279 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Udith, 108 rushing yards, 20 carries. And Thomas Jr., 122 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. 62-0. I'm not too surprised though by that, to be honest with you. I think I had some soccer scores. Oh yes, I did. There we go. Right now, in the late stages of the second half, Salt Lake is up on Colorado 1-0. Also, 88 minutes, FC Dallas is leading LA Galaxy 4-1. Houston's up on Portland 3-1, just nearing extra time. San Jose, and Austin are tied at 1 late in the game as well. They're all wrapping up quickly, folks. What looks to be a win in the 90th minute, Kansas City over Minnesota 3-1. Seattle over St. Louis 2-0 in the 90th minute. This one looks to be tied as Vancouver and LFC are in the 89th minute, tied at 1. Probably going to be a tie. All the rest are finals. Charlotte over Miami 1-0, and Messi will not enter the postseason. Sorry. Columbus over Montreal 2-1. Cincinnati and Atlanta tie at 2. Red Bulls over Nashville 1-0. They did get the last wild card spot. Lots of ruck though. New England over Philadelphia 2-1. NYFC over Chicago 1-0. Ew. And Orlando over Toronto 2-0. All right, so now let's go with the news items of the day. And here we go. So for starters, it'll go this way. Okay, so I get the article up here. All right. After a week of waiting and wondering of which 3 stars would play in Monday's game against the Vikings, 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan offered a mixed bag of outcomes today. First, the bad news, as generally it's done. Receiver Deebo Samuel has a hairline fracture in his shoulder and was ruled out from Monday's game. What a shock. Shanahan said Samuel will miss at least 2 games leading into their bye week in week 9. Deebo's status changed to Shanahan. He took x-rays and MRIs and did not feel any pain. There was still any pain. There was a CT scan the other day, and that's where they found the hairline fracture. So he'll miss the next 2 games at least, and we'll see what happens from there. Left tackle Trent Williams' ankle slowly improved, and he still is as questionable for Monday night's game. However, for Christian McCaffrey, he did participate in limited practice today, took the first reps this week, and it's questionable for Monday, but it looks more promising than Williams. Williams sprained his ankle in last week's loss to the Browns early, but returned to the game after missing a few plays. But for Williams, it turned to worse as he was seen wearing a walking boot on his right foot after the game, and acknowledged he was in a lot of pain. If Williams is not able to go, which he probably won't, he'll be replaced by Jalen Moore. That's Moore with 2 O's, by the way. The Dolphins activated running back Jeff Wilson from the injured list, playing his debut against the Eagles tomorrow. Wilson started the season with rib and finger injuries, missing the team's first 6 games. In his place, the Dolphins have rushed for an average of 181.2 yards per game. But rookie Devon H.A. was placed on the injured list with a knee injury, creating a need for depth at the running back level, even with the league's leader in touchdowns. Raheem Morissette is on pace to set career highs in the following in yards rushing and touchdowns. The LA Rams placed running back Kyren Williams on injured reserve. The announcement was made by the team just today. Williams, who was injured in his knee in week 6, will miss at least the next 4 games, and the earliest he'll return is week 12 against the Cardinals. The Rams are also without running back Ronnie Rivers, who injured his knee in the same game. The Rams placed him on injured reserve last week. In 6 games this season, Williams has rushed for 456 yards on 97 carries at 105 receiving yards on 13 carries. He has 7 touchdowns this season, 6 rushing, 1 receiving. pretty good. Pretty good right now. Excuse me. Yeah, Spartans apologize. Oh yeah, Spartans apologize for that remark. Yeah, good move. It's amazing how some people make dumb comments, and you had to regret it later. All right, so continuing on. Okay, here we go. The Houston Astros are 1 win away from advancing to the World Series. Unfortunately, it looked like, in the beginning that the Rangers were going to take it, but still, Jose Altuve did the damage last night as he crushed a 3-run shot in the top of the ninth by Rangers reliever Jose Leclerc, and after barely holding a lead heading into the bottom of the ninth, the Astros, who lost the first 2 games, swept the Rangers at Houston in the last 3 games. Now, the Astros need just one more win in the last 2 games to head to the World Series. Yankee fans remember Altuve as he hit a home run in Game 6 against my Yankees in 2017 to win the ALCS. I wish I didn't have to remember that. Yeah. It had appeared the Rangers would win the highly emotional game after coming back against the future Hall of Famer. The Astros took a 2-1 lead in the 6th with ace pitcher Justin Verlander on the mound, and the Astros' best relievers fully rested. The Rangers were well positioned to win, but the lead collapsed in just 3 pitches. Corey Seager doubled, then Evan Carter singled, and then Adolis Garcia attacked the fastball and belted a 3-run homer, which proved to be the game winner for the Astros, now leaving the Rangers in a 3-2 hole. Game 6 tomorrow. Oh boy, I was afraid of that. Bears quarterback Justin Fields is out for tomorrow's game against the Raiders after suffering a dislocated right thumb. Now, the Bears are pathetic anyway, so, Fields was classified as doubtful for Monday anyway, led by head coach Matt Eberflus on Monday, and did not practice the entire week. Rookie Tyson Bagent will start for the Raiders and becomes only the 4th quarterback out of Division II to start in the past 20 years. The Bears are waiting until next week to determine the status. The next step with Fields, said Eberflus, noted that the swelling in his thumb has subsided, and the Bears are hopeful about his prognosis beyond week number 7. The Bears do not plan to place Fields on injury reserve. Eberflus said that Fields does not need surgery at the present time, but they won't rule it out for a later date. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that one. So the Phillies last night spent much of that game on night taking advantage of the D-backs bullpen, and even took a 3-run lead in the 7th inning, and then the bottom fell out. A total meltdown in the Phillies, and it cost them a chance to take a 3-1 lead in the series against the D-backs. Their ace pitcher Greg Kimbrell gave up 3 runs in the 8th that included a 2-run shot by Alek Thomas, whose shot went right into the Chase Field pool. Oh, wow. A lot of pitchers sped up on me, said Phillies catcher JT Realmuto. It's Realmuto, of course. And that's what happens when you fall behind counts and let base runners on. The crowd gets louder. They start to feel the atmosphere starting to change. A night after striking out 13 times and 2-1 loss, the defending NL champs looked to have the D-backs in a corner. Kyle Schwarber hit a solo home run, then Brandon Marsh added a run-scoring double that tied the game at 2. The Phillies then scored 2 runs on infield single and an error in the 6th, then scored 1 more run in the 7th on a sac fly by Trent Turner. Now, with a 3-run lead, you would think it'd be on the way to an easy victory, right? Wrong. The Phillies manager was criticized for using Orion Kenterling late in Game 3 after blowing a 1-0 lead. Thompson sent him back out in Game 4 in another critical situation as he walked 2, including Christian Walker with the bases loaded. Oh boy. With his team still leading by 2 runs. Thompson called on Kimbrel in the 8th instead of waiting for the 9th, and they should have waited till then. Kimbrel, who had 23 saves on the year, struggled with his control before giving up the game when he hit to Kentel Marte in the ninth inning, and once again he had trouble locating his pitches in Game 4. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. led the 8th with a double. Then came the blow as Thomas followed up with the 2-run homer to tie the game at 5. Then gave up a 2-out single to Marte. Then hit Corbin Carroll with a pitch before Gabriel Moreno drove in the go-ahead run with a single off of Jose Alvarado. Paul Sewald closed in the 9th out of the Phillies searching for answers heading into Game 5. Well, luckily tonight they won Game 5. Thank goodness. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson took a major step forward yesterday as he went through his first full practice in over a month. Watson missed the Browns' last 2 games with a rotator cuff strain in his right throwing shoulder. Head coach Kevin Stefanski did not say whether Watson would start tomorrow against the Colts, but he said Watson, who was listed as questionable, was looking like his old self again while taking first team snaps in practice yesterday. I want to see how he responds over the next 48 hours based on the workload that he got. Stefanski said, well, he looked good in practice. Wilson injured his shoulder on a run during the Browns' victory in Week 3 against the Tennessee Titans. Despite coming off a bye week, the Steelers still will have a lineup of offensive players when they face the Rams tomorrow. After aggravating his hamstring in practice on Thursday, tight end Pat Freeman has been ruled out for the game. It's tough, said rookie tight end Darnell Washington, saying that Pat's injury. He just got back. Things like that do happen, but it's hard for the team. Freeman missed last week in the win over the Ravens after suffering the injury in week 4 in a loss to the Texans, yet appeared to be on track after the bye and was a full participant in practice on Wednesday. But he was downgraded to limited status on Thursday and did not practice at all yesterday. Without Freeman against the Ravens, Washington played in 45 snaps, which was a huge increase from 25 snaps against Houston in the previous week. And in the world of baseball, tempers flared up as both benches cleared out in Game 5 of the ALCS between the Astros and Rangers, moments after Rangers outfielder Adolis Garcia was hit in the left arm by Astros reliever Brian Abreu. The hit by pitch, 99 miles per hour fastball, came in 2 innings after Garcia hit a go-ahead 3-run shot off of Justin Verlander and celebrated by walking halfway up the first baseline and slamming his bat into the ground before rounding the bases. After getting whacked, like Tony Soprano, Garcia turned directly at Astros catcher Martin Maldonado, seeming believing it was Maldonado who called for Abreu to throw at him. Garcia tried to go after Maldonado again after both benches emptied out. Yonder Alvarez was seen trying to calm Garcia down.
I heard about that brawl.
Yeah. Well, what they're trying to actually do is combine baseball with WWE wrestling. So that's the experiment. No,
I don't think they intend. Well, the players do, but not the coaches.
Well, makes it a little bit more entertaining. Umpires ejected Garcia and Abreu for their involvement in the game. And that was probably one of my ridiculous items of the week. I think I had 3. Yeah. So it was an interesting week in baseball and sports all around. There is some good news for the New York Giants. I'll explain this. Quarterback Daniel Jones has a chance to play in tomorrow's game against the Commanders. As for now, he is still questionable with that neck injury that he suffered. Jones missed last week's game with the Bills. He was limited in practice this week. He did some throwing in individual drills, but has not been cleared for contact. Head coach Brian Double left open the possibility that it could happen. We are talking with the medical profession and taking it day by day. Jones does have a chance to return this week. However, if he is not able to play, they will go with Tyrod Taylor for his second consecutive start. Taylor went 24 for 36 on passing for 200 yards with no interceptions or touchdowns in his first start against the Bills. All right. Lions running back Jamar Gibbs is expected to return to the lineup against the Ravens tomorrow, according to Coach Dan Campbell, after being sidelined with a hamstring injury the past 2 weeks. Gibbs, 12th in the 2023 this year's draft, missed the last 2 weeks of practice before returning on a limited basis. The Lions' running room has taken a hit with leading rusher David Montgomery out for a while with rib cartilage, according to Campbell. The Lions, though, are now 5-1 with a 26 win over the Bucs in Week 6, but were held to a season low of 40 yards rushing. Gibbs has 39 carries for 179 yards, second most on the team through 4 games this season, and also has 14 receptions for 70 yards. Hey, not bad. Wide receiver Cole Beasley was released from the Giants practice squad, as per his wishes, sources to ESPN. The wide receiver asked for his release because he did not see an opportunity to make the active roster. Beasley began the season on the injured reserve list with a quad injury they suffered during training camp and has been practicing the last few weeks. The Giants face the Commanders tomorrow in the battle of the cellar for the NFC East, according to them. Beasley was signed to the Giants in the offseason to a 1-year deal and was expected to add another veteran presence to the wide receiver room. He has an existing relationship with Coach Brian Daboll and General Manager Joe Schoen during their time with the Bills. Beasley served as a surrounding board to the quarterbacks and wide receivers on Daboll this summer and early in the season. Beasley now in his 12th year has 556 catches for 5,744 yards and 34 touchdowns with the Bills, Cowboys, and then the Bucs. But the Giants did not have room for him this time, with Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins, Wan'Dale Robinson, Paris Campbell, Jalen Hyatt, and Sterling Shepard as the 6 wide receivers on the active roster. Wow. They also said this week they intend to go young at the position, with Hyatt and Robertson pushing out Campbell and Shepard out of the rotation last week against the Bills. Hyatt is a 3rd-round pick out in Tennessee, and Robinson is a 2nd-round pick from Kentucky. They're young, so you got to play them to develop, said Daboll. The Giants thought about signing Beasley as a free agent last season, but nothing materialized out of that. Carolina Panthers wide receiver Terrence Marshall Jr. has received permission to seek a trade, sources told ESPN on Thursday. The Panthers, who are still winless on the season, have discussed the issue with the agent Vince Taylor, and the Panthers said that Marshall will be welcome back if a trade does not materialize, according to sources. He has 16 catches for 114 yards in 5 games with 2 starts this season. After not playing in Week 5 loss to the Lions, he had no catches on 3 targets in their Week 6 loss to the Fish. Well, you come the Dolphins. Marshall has 104 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown since the Panthers selected him in the 2nd round of the 2021 draft. Yeah. And the Dolphins, that's going to be a good game tomorrow, I think. Better be. All right, moving on. Okay. I'll move on to the next item for business here. As most of the games have been completed, thankfully. Just got to clear up some stuff here, though. All right, so to begin with, all right, Bruins forward Jake DeBursk was not playing in tonight's game against the Kings as he was late for a meeting. Oh, sure. Bruins coach Jim Montgomery made the announcement during this morning, adding that for Patrick Brown was to replace him. Nebraska had 50 points last season as the Bruins secured the top overall seed. This season, though, has been a different story as he has yet to post a goal or an assist. The Bruins, however, took a 3-0 record against the Kings and defeated the Sharks on Thursday. So, all in all, though, they're still picking up from last year. But some players are just off to a little bit of a slow start. Come on, folks, it's early in the season. We got 5.5 months to go. All right, moving along here. Ty Lue not only wants Terrence Mann to remain with the Clippers, he has been named the starting guard as well. The Clippers announced Mann as their 5th starter yesterday, finalizing his unit that includes Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and Ivica Zubac. Lue cited Mann's versatility and ability to guard multiple positions as reasons why he wants him as the 5th guard on the roster. We can start him at point guard, where we can put him with Steph Curry and Lizard, or you say Lillard, and players like that. Lue said before yesterday's practice, then we can play him on with bigger players such as Lauri Markkanen, and if we need to, and just his versatility alone, being able to play point guards as well. 2s, 3s, 4s. I think that makes the most sense now. So it's got something there. All right. Calgary Flames prospect Topi Urani informed his Finnish Elite League team that on Thursday he is under investigation for a rape allegation that occurred in his home country of Finland more than 2 years ago. Boy. In an announcement posted on his website, Ronnie said he's stepping away from the team after receiving a court summons. The center was still a minor at the time of the incident. He was only 17. In a statement translated from Finnish, Ronnie said the last 2 years have been hard, waiting for the matter at hand to progress. I trust that the course of the events will be clarified in connection with the trial. Details of the alleged rape are unknown because the case documents are sealed and a court hearing has not been set. Ronnie was selected in the second round of the 2022 draft and is his 3rd season for Trappa Tampere, that's the Finnish league. He appeared in 5 games for Finland at the World Junior Championships earlier this year. The Flames issued a statement saying they are aware of the potential legal issue involving Ronnie after the draft. We take this matter seriously and let the process take its course. Still a bad break. Wow. The Blue Jackets have activated defenseman Zach Werenski from the injured list yesterday. So far, so good for that one. He missed 2 games with a quad injury, contusion rather. He suffered in the opener against the Philadelphia Flyers, or as I say, the Criers. Werenski is in his 8th season with the Blue Jackets, who drafted him 8th overall in 2015. To continue on, the New Orleans Pelicans have exercised a 4th-year option on wing player Trey Murphy and a 3rd-year player on the guard Dyson Daniels, securing both former first-round picks through the 2024-25 season. Murphy was selected 17th in the 2021 draft and has appeared in 141 games with 66 starts over 2 seasons. He averaged 10.5 points and 3.0 rebounds and 1.1 assists in 23.5 minutes per game. And these numbers are pretty good here. He shot 46% from the field, 40% from 3-point range, and 90% from the free-throw line. Not bad. Murphy was also finished second in the dunk contest. For the All-Star game. Daniels was selected 8th overall and appeared in 59 games with 11 starts for the Pelicans, averaging 3.8 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. Not bad. All right. 4-time NBA champion with the Warriors, Andre Iguodala has announced his retirement after 19 seasons in the league, and well deserved. The 2015 Finals MVP told Anscape that he is retiring after 19 seasons. He averaged 11.3 points per game, 4.9 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in 1,231 career games. The 2012 All-Star turned down interest from the Warriors and other teams before deciding to hang it up. This is the right time, Iguodala said in a phone interview. Time is starting to run out on me, and I didn't want to push anything in the back seat. I did not want to try to delegate time anymore, especially with on the court, off the court, and with family a lot. Can't blame for that. You want to play at a high level, but then family is a lot. My son is 16, and I have 2 girls, so I'm looking forward to seeing them grow up during their most important years. Can't blame him for that. The former star from Arizona was selected 9th in the 2004 draft. He made only one All-Star appearance in 2012 as a member of the Sixers. The defensive-minded forward won gold at the 2010 World Basketball Championships and at the 2012 London Olympics. He turned down a 5-year contract with the Nuggets to join the Warriors on a 4-year, $48 million deal that proved to be the best move of his career as he won 4 titles with the Warriors. After going to Miami, he played his final 2 seasons in the league with the Warriors and played 8 games last season. Tampa Bay Lightning got back captain Steven Stamkos and goaltender Andre Valesky are on target to rejoin the team either late November or early December. Stamkos took part in the morning skate and did play in Thursday's game against the Canucks after missing the previous 2 games with an undisclosed lower body injury. Continuing on, Stamkos is 40th on the league in career goal list with 517. Valesky had a microdiscectomy to remove a lumbar disc herniation 3 weeks ago. He won the Venta Trophy at the Top Netminder in 2019 and the Conn Smythe Trophy in 2021 as playoff MVP. Yeah. Terry Slutz stepped down as assistant coach of the Bucks. Head coach Adrian Griffin confirmed to the reporters on Thursday. After sitting out 2 seasons following his departure as head coach of the Blazers, Stotts joined Griffin's staff in the spring, but decided in recent days he would not continue in that role, according to sources. Griffin declined to comment on the circumstances, but said the move was Stotts' decision. He told reporters that he was still evaluating on whether to bring someone to fill the role vacant by Stotts. It caught us off guard, of course, but then again, you just have to support him, Griffin said. I learned a lot from him in just a short time. He was really good at what he does. He made a personal decision, and we need to respect that. Stotts was the Blazers coach for 9 seasons that included 8 straight playoff trips before he departed in 2021. He carried a 402 and 318 record with the Blazers, where he coached Damian Lillard, who is now the new guard for the Bucks. And the final report, the Cavaliers have picked up a 4-year option on center Evan Mobley for the 2024-25 season. He is set to earn $8.9 million this season and $11.2 million next season, according to Sport Tech. He signed a 4-year deal worth $36.7 million after being selected 3rd overall in the 2021 draft. Mobley has averaged 16.2 points per game, 9 rebounds, 2.8 assists. I'm sure that was a good game. 1.5 blocks in 79 games last season. He finished 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year voting and made the All-Defensive team. The Celtics open their regular season against the Nets on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Got some more college scores bring up. Okay, this just went final. Number 14, Utah just beats USC 34-32. And some people are calling this an instant classic. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, that was instant classic, guys. It's a pretty good game, if I do say so myself. Okay, in the second quarter, it's still scoreless between Arizona State and Washington. 11:25 to go. UCLA is still up on Stanford. 14 to nothing. 7:30 to go in the second quarter. Let's go to tomorrow's NFL schedule, and it goes like this. And there are a lot of buys this week, so I'll read down the list, and then we'll go through the buys. And it goes like this. Your early starts are the Raiders taking on the Bears at 1 o'clock. Other 1 o'clock games are the Browns taking on the Colts, the Bills taking on the Patriots, the Commanders taking on the Giants, the Falcons, aka the Dirty Birds, taking on the Bucks, your Lions taking on the Ravens. Your 405 games are the Steelers taking on the Rams, the Cardinals taking on the Seahawks, 425, Packers taking on the Broncos, the Chargers taking on the Chiefs, 820, the Dolphins taking on the Eagles. And the teams that are not playing this week are the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Titans, the Jets, the Panthers, and the Texans. Okay, that wraps up my report. Terry, I'll turn it back over to you. If you're still there, Taylor.
All right, so
Okay.
that's episode 100 of True Sports.
Wow.
We surpassed the milestone.
Yes.
Put it there, pal.
Yeah. Virtually.
Yep.
Wonder Twin Powers. No, you're chilling with that.
Oh, I remember that one.
You do?
Yeah. In that was in 1997 on Cartoon Network. The world's
Okay, I'll give you that.
The world's greatest Super Friends.
The world's greatest Super Friends.
On Cartoon Network, Zan and Gina, the Wonder Twins.
Yes. Well, I remember when it was originally done back in 1979. So.
It was, yeah. True.
I am that old.
Yeah, that was 18 years prior to when I first watched those guys.
Yeah. Went through many different versions too.
Yep.
I'll explain that time.
Episode 101 tomorrow night at 10:30. For Lewis, I'm Taylor. Stay true, everyone, and remember, believe it or not, it's True Sports. Ta-ta.
You got it. Good night, folks.